Hey, it's Sunil Tulsiani, founder of Private Investment Club, and I am so stoked to be here today with the one of my good friends, you'll know who I'm talking about right now. And this gentleman is such an amazing guy, and you really need to know what he's thinking in the times of, let's call it, some people call it chaos or times of fear. And it is my good friend, Brandon Adams. Brandon, welcome.
Thank you, Sunil, so much. It's an honor to be here today. I'm excited to share some value and kind of hopefully everybody watching get them through everything that's going on because we are going through an interesting time, aren't we?
For sure, for sure. In fact, I don't think I remember ever in North America when they shut down restaurants and movie theaters and basically to confine yourself. Never, I never seen that.
I haven't either. And, I just did an interview with my good friend who's a huge real estate guy. And he said it kind of reminds him of the 2008 crisis in
Yeah.
terms of like what happened to the economy. But he said he's never seen it where it's like this. We're like, hey, you can't go outside. It's different times.
For sure, for sure. So, Brandon, tell us a little bit about yourself. The people who do not know you, just tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. I'll briefly give the Cliff Notes version so we can jump into the real value. I'm from Iowa, from a small town of 700 people. I actually grew up selling packaged ice for a living. So I sold frozen water. I can sell ice to an Eskimo. Everybody asks me that. But sold ice. I knew what it was like to be an entrepreneur. I saw my dad growing up build a business. Went to college where my life changed is where I read the book I think you've read as well, Think and Grow Rich. I
Yes.
read that book, completely changed my life. I was at that time in college and I was like almost dropping out at a 1.68 GPA.
Mhm.
So I wasn't like the smartest book smart wise, but I read the book and I realized that anything is possible. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. And so I utilized those principles. And the first big endeavor really I took on where I became an expert at something was I became a crowdfunding expert.
I
So
see.
I was helping people raise money for different endeavors. Kickstarter, Indiegogo were the platforms I used. Where I got my name is I raised almost $500,000 for a guy named John Lee Dumas for this book called The Freedom Journal. It became the fifth largest crowdfunding campaign in history for a book. That led me to working with Kevin Harrington, who are a mutual friend. And Kevin and I did a book launch. And then I even, full circle, ended up doing a launch for the movie Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy. And so my career became crowdfunding. I became the king of crowdfunding. One of the key components of crowdfunding is a video. So a video is something that helps you raise the money, helps you tell your story. I enjoyed doing videos. So I went all in on videos. I ended up producing 2 different shows in 1 year and then went on to do 3 different TV shows, one that won Emmy Awards. And so I just created a lot of video content, which I'm excited about right now because the things I did and now what I'm doing with video content, it's vital for right now because if you can't leave your home, video is something you can utilize to build your brand, build your influence, attract more leads while you're sitting at home. If you
Yes.
have this thing called a phone, you're good to go. So that's how I got my career started. And now, I mean, we were going to be sharing the stage together today in Canada, but I'm excited for the future event. But I speak all over the country. I was supposed to have 5 events this month, and 4 of them got rescheduled until the fall. So it's an interesting time, and so that's kind of the journey of how it led me to even getting to producing video content and doing it at a high level.
Awesome. Sounds good. So let's get into this. Let's get into what's going on. I mean, let's get into the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Real concern? Should we worry? What's your take on that?
So shut off the news. I'm watching when Donald Trump goes on the news and I'm watching what he's saying every once in a while. I've actually watched the news more than I've ever watched it, but I'm not watching it that much.
Yes.
I'll tell you the outlets are putting people in fear. And this is not a time to live in fear because when you think of anything of news, like coming from a background industry and being on a TV and creating TV shows and also knowing the side of reality because reality isn't really reality for shows. And then also just in terms of, I've been on probably 50 morning shows. I know how this game is played. Here's the deal. They're feeding into you. They want the eyeballs. They're scaring people. And I don't like it. Yes, there is some concern to be said here about the coronavirus. Here's the deal. It spreads quickly. So stay home. And so somebody like me, I could get it. And from what I see, and by the way, I'm no expert in this, but from what I've heard and the people I've talked to, it's like a flu. But the problem is, if I get it and I carry it to somebody that's elder or they don't have a great immune system, it could affect them. And I don't want to hurt anybody.
Sure.
So the best case is just stay home. Hey, let's sit this out. Sad news is we're probably going to be in our homes for 30 to 60 days. I hate saying that. I think they've eased it into us, but the reality is I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. And hey, you got to make the most of it. But yeah, in that case, don't be dumb and not take it seriously in terms of going out everywhere and shaking hands and being in front of people that younger people or elderly. You could become a carrier of it. Stay home, do the work you can at home, and be smart about it. But don't scare the hell out of yourself, because here, at the end of the day, we're going to get through this. Hey, I think we're getting a taste of what it's like in other countries. Like, look at other countries that live in fear because, I mean, they have things that are even more serious going on where bombs are going off or anything else. I think the North America is starting to see, okay, here's what it could look like. And this is like a wake-up call for us. And I really believe that every obstacle that we experience, every catastrophe or crisis or financial crisis, recession, it's allowing us to become stronger. And I say that I know there's people that are going through a lot of struggles right now, and I'm praying for them, but I'll tell you, this will make us stronger than ever. And our economy is going to be booming when this gets done.
Okay, well, good that you talked about the economy. So there are people that are talking about the economy. We got everything shut down. We got almost everything is shut down and basically stay home. Businesses are, off. I mean, you can't go to, other than essentials. You say 30 to 60 days, you think that, this would last where we're staying at home, basically. The impact on economy, what you talked about, tell me.
So my prediction is based off of my mentors. So like I have mentors who are 60, 70 years old. They've seen the financial crisis. They've made a lot more money than me, and they've seen the ups and downs. Based off of their predictions and what they're seeing things going, Q3 and Q4 is where we're going to see some exciting opportunities. I think Q4 of this year is where we're going to have things start to really burst out. I think it's going to take a little time, but you think about this now. Let's say we're at home right now. We can't go out to eat. We can't go to the restaurants. We can't go to bar. We can't go out and do things. We have to stay in. We can't do our community events. You and I are used to going to events every single week. It's like, what is going on? It's changed everything. So what's going to happen is when we can go out, a lot more people are going to go spend money. They're going to go. There's going to be an inflection of people spending money. There's going to be opportunity. But just because you can't go out, it doesn't mean you can't grow your business right now. I think there's a lot of opportunity for people that are willing to work and put in the work and do things they're not used to doing, where they can thrive and put themselves in a position where 60, 90, 100 days from now comes, they can put themselves in a position to become first, become in the top in their industry if they put in the work now. Because a lot of people are laying off the throttle. They're getting lazy. They're not in a schedule. I'm telling you, like, heck, even working out in my living room every day it can be hard and not as motivating. But if the people can learn to adapt and really double down right now and work on the things that normally don't work on, they can grow and put themselves in a position of being first when this is done with.
Awesome. What should they be doing right now to cope with fear? If they have fear, what should they be doing?
Don't fear, for one thing. Fear nothing. I think I know some people are like, well, Braden, the world's coming to an end. Everything's going to know. I mean, don't fear anything. At the end of the day, do not live your life in fear. Look at the opportunity that's happening right now. Look at the things you can be doing. And the biggest thing I'll tell you is keep your mind focused on stuff. If right now, here's a good time for you to learn new things. Read books, listen to audiobooks, listen to podcast shows. If you want to launch your own podcast show, right now is a good time to launch your own show because, hey, we can do interviews like this. I got a dozen interviews set up for the next week and set up interviews where I can utilize that online and create my own unique show. Utilize your situation to the most. And when you keep your mind on something, you're not going to think about all the BS going on outside and the news going on. I'll tell you, if you watch TV every single day, that will probably put you in depression. that will make you very sad. So do not do that.
All right, sounds good. Now, you talked about this. Now, this is a great time. So I'm going to talk about this very quickly, Secret to Wealth Volume 2. And
Yes.
I want to talk about what I'm doing right now. I actually have a plan of getting up early and then going for a walk, doing affirmation, doing visualizations, and then coming back and writing in my notebook, writing all
Yeah.
the ideas that, before what I was go, 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 go. Now it's like, I have the time. So writing your book, for example, writing your course, like you talked about, launching your
Yeah.
digital product, like you're in that space for digital product,
Yeah.
would be a great thing to do. But taking care of yourself would be the great way for you to actually not be fearful. Because I know we tell people, don't be afraid, don't be scared, don't be scared. But we
Yeah.
know there are people are scared. We know they are. And,
Yeah.
and I would say to them is to just work on yourself like that. Strategy, like strategies that I put in here. I talk
Yep.
about the morning rituals as well as the evening and night rituals where it calms you down and you're more centered and things like that. Okay, let's talk about so we talked about coping with fear. For businesses, you touched upon it. So if I am used to going out, I'm used to doing business, I have a side gig, uh, and now I can't go out, and my customers are no longer there in my mind because I can't see them. What should they do?
What we're doing right now.
Yes, a
It,
video call, a Zoom call.
yeah. Yeah. So go digital. I mean,
Okay.
literally, if you are online, you should be. And right now is more opportunity than ever. Now is an opportunity where people are looking for leaders. And if you can establish yourself as an authoritative figure online in whatever space niche you're in, I mean, more people than ever are on their phones. More
Yes.
people are on social media. So
Yes.
just to give you a background of what I'm doing, and so every night I'm doing, this week I did it was 5 p.m. to 6 Central. I do a Facebook Live. I gave value, tips. I was live. Live video right now is getting more traction than ever before. So creating Facebook Lives, creating Instagram Lives, creating live content, posting on social media. I'm actually I have like 10 drives from footage. Not everybody's going to have that, but getting content and publishing it on their social media pages. And if you don't have content like that, literally take the phone, create some videos. There's this program called Subtitle.com. Subtitle.com. You can upload your video to Subtitle and it'll transcribe and it'll give you a transcription. It'll give you subtitles below because 85% of videos are watched without any sound. And then you can actually turn it into a square video, custom videos for different platforms. And I think it's like $19 a month for the regular version of this program. And I use it for everything. So I literally every day I'll upload a video, I'll transcribe it, export it, post it. So create content every single day, post to the main platforms. And what you're doing is you're building trust with your audience. So a couple things, so talking points. So people will say, Brandon, what do I say in front of the camera? You talk about your story. You talk about your area of expertise. You give your tips just like you did. You talked about your morning routine, things that you do and the things in that book. Share everything that you wrote in that book and share it to your social media audience. Keep saying the things that you know because it's a repetition of people hearing that and sharing case studies of past experiences of people you've worked with and just do this every day and do it every single day. And the main platforms that I'm posting to right now, it's crazy. There's like 100 and some social media platforms. It's overwhelming. But the main ones that I post to is I'll create one piece of video content and I'll repurpose the content. So I'll post it to Facebook. I'll go and then I'll post it to LinkedIn and I'll take the same thing and I'll post it to Instagram. And then, so those are the three main ones that I post to because they get the most traction for me. And then I'll go ahead and post it to YouTube, Hellonis, TikTok, Twitter, and then there's one other platform. So just repurpose the content. And what you're doing is you're becoming top of mind for your audience. You're building trust with them. And I'll tell you, this week, I've got more reach outs from content created than ever before. And I'm also doubling down. If you have some money in your budget, do ads. So I'm doing targeted ads. I'm actually doing a virtual summit here for real estate agents on March 31st. And what I'm doing is I came up with, I created the content. I sat with my team like, hey, we need to do this. Build an email list out. Right now is the time for you to build your email list, engage your current list, and build a new list. And then this is an opportunity for you to grow substantially in your social awareness and also in your email list. And you don't have to leave your home for that. You can do it all from the convenience of your home. Because think about when we are going out speaking, where we're out in the field, we're doing the deals, we can't focus as much time on this area, but now's the time to focus in on this area. You can't control the fact you can't go outside, so forget about it. Hey, it's done. What can you control? So the things that I know you can control right now that can help you in your business is building awareness online, creating video content, utilize your email list, and also reaching out to your current clientele and letting them know you're there for them.
That's awesome. How important is email list, and what is the best way to grow it right now?
Yeah, well, they're very important. I sent more emails out this week than I've ever sent. I did like 7 emails to my list. I usually do 2 a week. I've built a list over time, but there's different ways. So I'll tell you the exact example. I'll give your audience. If you guys come to this is what I'm doing. So in 9 days, I'm doing a virtual summit. So when they sign up, I get their email, the traffic directs to there, and I have a pixel to retarget them. I capture their email. As soon as they sign up, they get a free PDF, and then they're in a 4-sequence email sequence. So every other day, they'll get an email that's giving them value in terms of interviews, in terms of content. And then once it comes to the actual day of the event, they'll be sent the details for we'll call webinar, the event. So you build up the email list that way. And then how you monetize it, which I'm sure you already know this, but once you do the webinar, what I'll do is I'll offer a program afterwards. I'll offer a program, and then if they don't sign up right away, there'll be an email sequence that'll go out probably 5 days after the actual event. So I have a list, a valuable list. Let's say I build up a 500 or 1,000 list. I sell to that list, and then I can, in the future, if I want to, I can take all those emails and plug them into a custom ad and be promoting to them. So that's one just quick thing you could do for a minimal investment right now during the time where everybody's home and they want to learn. They want to learn from somebody.
Well, what's a custom ad? What is that?
A custom audience?
No, I thought you said something about custom ad or something like that.
Custom ad. So what you do is you can export your email list, and then you can upload it to your ads manager, is it CSV or CVS file? You guys get the picture. And you upload it, and then if those email addresses, so if you have an ad manager, they will know how to do it. It's in the back end for Facebook ad, your business manager. And so what will happen is if those emails coordinate with their login for their Facebook, you can your video ads can go to them. So basically they can see your content. It's crazy what you can do with targeting between geofencing, between being able to directly target a specific niche, whether it's just real estate or just marketing or whoever it is. There's a lot of opportunity for that, and you can reach more people than you ever reached before. And if you know who your ideal client, your avatar is, it makes it a lot easier because you're not wasting money in terms of trying to figure out who your audience is, and you can just target right to them.
Awesome. In regards to your avatar clients or the right clients, you just mentioned that it's really important that you already know who your avatar clients are. So tell me, how does one, let's say they're a coach or consultant, how do they find out who their avatar or clients are? What do they do?
Yeah. Well, you find out because I obviously, when I started, I didn't know who my avatar was. I just, after you get enough clients, you start seeing, you ask enough questions, you say, oh, wow, there's a trend here. Because for me, I've worked with all kinds of industries. And when I started having more real estate agents work with me and I realized it's a good fit, I'm like, okay, well, this is my audience. For ads, for instance, if you're doing ads, your ad manager can go on the back end. You can see what's getting the most traction based off of the ad, who's watching more, 50% or more of the video, who's engaging with the post more. So doing that. So really it first starts with like adding a lot of value and seeing what's sticking, because at first you won't know. Like, hey, you can say starting out like, this is my audience, but do you really know? And so you can start with one area. Hey, I'm going to cater to this group. I'm going to speak directly to that person, to that niche. And as you're doing that, you might see, maybe I need to make some tweaks. Listen to the feedback. One thing I've learned is always listen to your feedback from your audience, from your clients. What do they want and who are they? And as you get that feedback, continuously really craft your message in a way that's speaking directly to them, directly to Joe, who is a real estate agent that does 10 to 20 million a year, who lives in wherever, and this is exactly what they do, and they need your help to take it to the next level. Speak to that avatar.
Awesome. So for the people who are watching, I mean, they know that Private Investment Club, it's the largest elite real estate club. And so when I'm looking on placing ads, for example, for avatars, I know that real estate first, obviously that's a big number, real estate. And then I basically know that, is it a male or a female? Is it certain age? Do they already have homes? Are they married usually? And do they have a certain type of income, for example, part-time, full-time? And so what I do is I actually take a sheet of paper and actually write down the characteristics of the best clients that I already had or that I have. And I just write those down. And then when I'm on the Facebook, I know exactly what to go after. Of course, we tweak it as we go along, but at least in the beginning, we're still not throwing money at, let's say, 10 million people that, could be a target.
That's a great exercise. It to add that too is asking your past clients, what was the emotional decision or what thought going through their mind when they knew they were committing to work with you? Like what was going through their mind? Why did they make that decision? What was the core value between working with you? So doing that, and then like you said, like just testing the audience and find out. And when you're testing your audience, you don't have to, I'm going to put $10,000 in ads and we're going to find out. No, you could do 200, 300, 400, 500 and see based on the data, and then see what the return is. From there, you can scale it up. If you're spending $5 and you're getting a $50 return, it's like you're printing money. So start small and then you can scale it up.
Right. So for some of the audience who never been or never done this before, so I'm just gonna take you through this, and you just say if there's anything else you wanted to add. So first, we're gonna have a landing page or a page where you're giving something away, and that gift could be an ebook, a video, a digital product like a report, a white paper, or something like that. And so you have that, and then you have a place for people to put their name and email address so that they can get that report, or because nobody really subscribes by you just saying subscribe to my newsletter anymore. Is that correct?
People do, but so like I found out after I get done speaking somewhere, they love you and they want to they want to reach out, but you need to give a very unique offer that gives them value. So I would say give something, and you can even say, hey, I'll give you access to a course. Somebody that does something very well is John Lee Dumas is really good at this.
Who?
John Lee Dumas. He's a podcaster, Entrepreneur on Fire. He does a 7-day free podcasting course. And so he will give value. And I went through it before I even met John, and value every day, a new email sequence. And towards the end, on the 7th day, the whole time he's kind of planting the seed for his Podcaster's Paradise. And so by the 7th day, he's pitching you on a $1,200 product. So that is a great way to be able, because hey, 7 days free podcasting, that's great value. And it was very valuable, by the way, but then he upsells you because you want more from it. So doing something like that, a 7-day, one thing I'm actually working on right now is a 7-day to building your brand. So every day it's valuable content videos. And then by the 7th day, we're announcing, here's our ultimate flagship product. Yes. So something like that. You gotta really give them value to have them want to give you an email address these days.
Okay, awesome. So there are people right now sitting there saying, that's good, that Brandon, you can get 7 days of content. I've never done this before. What should they be doing? I'm just starting out. I'm a consultant. I'm a coach. I used to go and see people face to face, and now I'm confined to my home. Yeah. And now do I need to create a 7 days worth of videos or audio? Or what should they do when they're starting out?
Yeah. So if you're talking to the email sequence, place, like first off, if you have like a ClickFunnels and SendGrid and all these different platforms, utilize that. You can do that. You can use your phone. Our phones are like as good as these Canon 70Ds and other cameras out there. You can create good videos with your phone, great videos. But if you're just starting out, honestly, to not get overwhelmed by all this, what I would do starting out to keep it stupid simple is create a video a day and post it to your 3 main platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Post a video, sharing your business expertise, sharing tips, sharing motivation, and it could take you less than 10 minutes a day. All you got to do is create a video. And here's the structure of the video. So if we're going to give business tips, and I'll go to real estate because that's what I can think on top of my head. So if you're a real estate agent out there and you want to give your best tips, hey, Brendan T. Adams here. I'm a real estate agent. I want to give you 3 tips to sell your home fast. Tip number 1 is you got to do a virtual recording and a great tutorial that you can plug into an ad and promote. 2 is you got to make sure you have the best agent that's going to work for you and not a part-time agent. 3 is you need to work your sphere of influence to help sell it. If you guys enjoy these tips, you want more information or like to work with me, please go to brendantadams.com and we'll talk to you later. Boom. That's a video, and plug that into all your platforms. If you're an author, here's the thing for an author or a coach. One thing I've been doing is my wife and I have a book. I think you have a copy. You have a copy of this, right?
I do.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So what I did the other day is just share each chapter of your book could be a video. So like sharing the Cliff Note versions of the book and just sharing details about it in a video or a live. And then, hey, if you guys want access to the full book or you want to buy a bulk order of books, go here. And again, you're just creating content based on the things you already know and post on those platforms. That's what I would do if you're a consultant, a coach, an author, and you don't really understand this online world. Keep it simple and do that. If you do that, people are going to reach out to you, and I guarantee you in the next 30 days, you'll get sales. You will.
Okay. Give us one tip of, so you get people online, we're talking one-on-one like we are on video. So we're using Zoom right now to record. And of course, there's other places like Skype and other ways of doing this. So I'm given the content, I've done all that kind of stuff. And at the end, I want to ask for a sale or a close. Give me one idea of how do you convert that giving into, if you want to go further, this is what you do. What would you say to if you and I were talking about it, you just met me, and maybe I went through one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you don't have to be hardcore selling the whole time. If you're Grant Cardone, you can, because that's his brand. You're like sell, which I love how he does it. Yes. But sharing value, and doing small little mentions of your products. Like, hey, this is like I have in my Success Academy, and I want to share a story of a past client I worked with who went through my Success Academy. And you're not actually selling at that point. You're sharing value. At the end, then you can say, hey, if you guys love this, if you guys want to learn more, you can go to whatever link it is, and you can find out about this offer. And by the way, just so you know, while you guys are on this live tonight, I'm going to offer, I'll do a free 30-minute call with you if you get into my academy or whatever it is. So you can nonchalantly you're pitching, but not pitching. You mention it throughout the whole time. And then you have make sure you mention that, hey, here's an opportunity. And what could happen is they may not go to the offer right away, but they might reach out to you and direct message you. And then that's where you can message them and close it from there. So do make the mention, do direct them to the page, but no, you might have to do one-on-one combat in terms of closing the sale.
Okay, awesome. So there's somebody out there right now saying, I don't have an ebook, I don't have a book, I don't have a video content, and I don't have a product or even a service that I know of. And one of the things I tell them is, you can start your consulting business like right now, or your coach, right now. Why do you think some people are still not, some people still coming to me and saying, but these are bad times and nobody's going to buy from me? What's your thought on that?
That's BS. I've actually got more business in the last 10 days than I've got. I'm actually busier now during this. And one example, I was hired by a real estate team in Kansas City, and I'm doing virtual Zoom calls with them. It's a 3-month program where I'm doing calls with them every single Tuesday for 30 to 45 minutes. And they have 30 of their agents come on. And so I do like a call with them, and then they can ask me questions, and then they get access to one of my digital products that's already created. And so things like that. So if you're a speaker, for me, it did hurt. Like, hey, I had all these speaking gigs, paid gigs to go places. They still paid, but here's the fact, like there's still potential in that room. So that's delayed. So now what I do is I offer, hey, I can do a training via Zoom.
Yes.
And so you don't have to be in a public setting. So do consulting, do speaking, do those different offers through Zoom calls. And you can still have books shipped to them. My publisher just let me know, like, hey, Brennan, we're still here. We're still promoting, or not promoting, but we're fulfilling these orders. So utilize Zoom, utilize Skype, or whatever it is. And teams will do this because if different industries, they want their teams to be educated and they want to keep them motivated during this time. Right. So if you can Zoom into them and speak to them through this thing called the Zoom call, there's money to be made there. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing offers through Zoom and digital products. And I'm going all in, but I'm building up enough brand awareness because 60 days from now, hopefully 60, people are going to be like, okay, Brennan, we're planning our events now. We're going to be having our event. You want to come? Because right before this whole Corona crisis came, I had like 5 different deals that were about to close. And then because of it, everything stopped because nobody's going to book it out right now until they know what's going to happen. So utilize Zoom.
Yes.
Utilize Zoom.
And the amazing perfect cases right now, you and I mean, if it wasn't a coronavirus, we wouldn't have been doing this. And now we're speaking and we're helping a lot of people through, this beautiful technology of video conferencing. So this is awesome. Okay. What would you say to people that there's no money out there anymore? Nobody's going to buy my services.
That's BS.
Yes.
If people, here's a little saying, you'll make something happen or you'll make an excuse.
Yes.
I'm coming from when I was 21 years old. I'll never forget this. I was broke out of college, and my first mentor, he told me his fee was $10,000. And at first I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of money. But I had read Think and Grow Rich, and I knew the power of a mastermind and find somebody who's already achieved what you want to achieve. And I remember getting that money and paying him cash, by the way. And I'll never forget this. This really stayed with me. And I didn't have the money, but I figured out how to get it.
Yes.
And I got it quick. So if you say you don't have the money, you're never going to have the money. You're living in a survival or just a mindset of not thriving and not abundance. So, and let's be honest, like you can get things online for $100, $200, $300, $400 and buy a course or something. You can't invest in that, but you want to make millions. So that doesn't make sense to me. Yes. There is an opportunity for you to make money. There is money out there. There's plenty of money out there. Dude, there's money all over the place. Yeah, some people are hurting now, and it's sad that people are getting laid off. But even the people that are getting laid off, they're making it where they're getting compensated for their time at home. So cancel your Netflix subscription if you don't have money, and put your money into a training course.
I was talking to Robert Kiyosaki, and he said that he made more money in 2008, 2009 than his entire life. In his entire life, he made more money in 2008 and 2009 because the perceived slowdown and then actual crash that occurred in real estate. So even if you're thinking right now that the economy is slow, market has come down a lot and all that stuff, there might be opportunities actually for you to take advantage of those opportunities right now.
100%. A lot of wealth is made during financial crisis. What is it? Who was it that said that when people are greedy, you should be in fear? When people are in fear, you should be greedy. And so like right now is a huge opportunity there's so many opportunities for you to make more money. I think it's a great opportunity for people to negotiate their loans or percentages that they have. They can get them down because again, we're in this time, make the most of it. Look at the positive. And again, I'm not like, okay, this is a huge time for us to succeed and people are the coronavirus. Yes, I know that's happening, but make the best of a shitty situation. Make the best of what's going on.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So any last, anything you want to share before we finish up?
I would just say, for one, if you haven't got your ticket yet for the event, and I don't know if it's still available, I mean, it's going to be happening in the fall. I'm really excited. I'm excited to be hanging out with you. And we got Kevin Harrington. I know we got a really good message. Kevin Hart, Grant Cardone, the whole lineup, and so many people, which I missed from Canada when we were there in Ottawa. Yes, that guy. He's so funny. I watched his whole, I won't mention on here what it's called, but his whole documentary on Netflix. Man, that guy he is a grinder. He works his butt off.
Yes.
I'm excited to meet him, but get your tickets. Anybody watching, Sunil Tulsiani get in as a private investment club, invest in his stuff. Here's the best time, because I know you help people with books. Here's the best time right now to write a book. I've had multiple people reach out this week and say, hey, Brandon, who's the person that helped you launch your book? Because they're at home. Why not work on a book right now? This time last year, I was writing a book, and it was like nonstop focusing on writing a book. So right now is a good time to do that. And then beyond that, beyond seeing us in Canada for that event, I'm telling you, digital. Invest in creating content, build awareness, because what's going to happen is, if you can build a digital footprint right now, you're not only going to get sales now, but you're going to set yourself up for success. So when this is all done with, you're going to get more opportunities that are going to help you grow your business in the future.
All right.
Oh, another thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you cut your expenses right now.
Okay.
My mentor told me, cut 20% off the top of the things you don't need. Live lean. Be very lean with your expenses. And again, double down on creating content for your audience.
Awesome. How do people get hold of you, Brandon?
Find me on social, Brandon T. Adams. I'm everywhere.
Brandon T. Adams.
Brandon T. Adams, at Brandon T. Adams. Instagram's my favorite.
Okay.
Facebook, LinkedIn, but you reach out to me. I'll talk back and see how I can help you.
Sounds good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got Brandon T. Adams. If you just look him up, he's an amazing guy, especially if you're thinking of doing video content, for example, or being on social, or you want to get help in building your list, for example, or your brand. Brandon is the guy for you to get hold of. And I have two gifts for everybody that's listening right now. Two gifts. One, we talked about a lot, which is fear. I mean, we keep saying, don't be scared, but I know that there's some fear out there, because I talk to a lot of people and they keep telling me they can't do it because, and they fill in the blank. So I actually had a hypnosis program made just for me many, many years ago, because I was fearful of after I left the police force, I was fearful of making money and then losing it and not being successful and not taking action and all that kind of stuff. So I actually made a hypnosis program where I could just listen to my hypnosis program. It's called How to Kill Fear. And so all you have to do is send an email to info@privateinvestmentclub.com, info@privateinvestmentclub.com, and actually will give that exclusive hypnosis program that you can't get anywhere. It's only for myself and my members of the club, but I'm going to gift it to people who are listening right now, because I truly want to help you actually come out of this time where it could be a little scary, but I want you to thrive. The second thing is that our goal is to make 100 millionaires as a private investment club organization. And I have an audiobook from my great friend, Brian Tracy. And the audiobook from Brian Tracy is called Make a Million. Make a Million. And it's perfect because Brian and I have same goal of making 100 millionaires. So all you have to do is go to makeamillion.net, makeamillion.net, and you get it for absolutely no cost whatsoever. Brandon, thank you very much for being here. You're awesome. And I look forward to talking to you very shortly.
Thank you, buddy.
Take care. Bye-bye.